So this week's Monday motivation, although it is Tuesday, so please forgive me, is about empathy. And I've been reflecting so much about empathy because there was a really long period in my life where I was chasing after corporate advancement, and my empathy was really seen as a liability. I was unable to stay objective and toughen up, and I was too sensitive. I had, required too much recovery time after difficult conversations. Anyway, any number of reasons why empathy was seen as my fatal personality flaw, if you will. And I've been reflecting on this because I've been preparing a talk on stress resilience, which I am giving this week. And it's just so amazing to look back and realize the ways in which empathy. I almost overlooked empathy completely because of the ways in which it was seen or projected to me as a negative thing. But empathy has now become probably my most powerful asset and the thing I rely on the most when working with people in my studio, because as they are experiencing the pain and the fear of moving after having discomfort in their body for a long time, you have to be able to tap into that experience. And it's really a partnership, and that's only possible because of empathy. So compound this with the fact that there was a journal article that came out a few months ago about physician empathy being tied to greater outcomes for chronic low back pain. And I have more details about that in the newsletter. But what I just found so inspiring about that is I think we diminish the value of empathy as a really powerful tool for creating the kind of society we want to live in. Um, I don't think I'm the only one who's ever been told that my sensitivity and my compassion are potential. I don't know, they open me up to risk, I guess. That that vulnerability makes me kind of less able to cope. And what if we were to flip that on our heads and see that empathy actually has the power to heal? And I felt so encouraged and inspired by this research article because you could sort of see in concrete terms that empathy, in this case, empathy on the part of a clinician, but if it's powerful in healthcare settings, why wouldn't empathy have powers outside of healthcare settings? Like it feels good when I, help someone with their bags on the train or, move out of the way for someone who's, having a difficult time getting onto the subway or, just hold a door or say a kind word to someone who's a stranger. Those things feel good to me, and so I do them because they help in kind of reinforce my sense of humanity. But what if they were also acting as a really powerful tool for the well being of the recipient? And I just think that's so exciting to think about that when you step out into your day, empathy may be healing someone. You may be completely changing the trajectory of someone's day by demonstrating empathy, even if it sort of goes against the grain. And so I often say that self-care is rebellion, because we're basically going against the norms of the world we live in when we say that taking time away from the chaos of information that's being flooded our way is sort of a selfish kind of way to not participate, in the world around us. But actually, in not participating in the world around us, we're getting more connected to the world within, which is where our power lies. And I feel like empathy is sort of the same thing, that when we foster a sense of disconnectedness from others, we're actually hurting each other. But if we foster a sense of connectedness and vulnerability, we may just be healing each other. Um, and so I hope that that inspires you today in the way that it inspired me, um, that there is something that you can do to make the world a better place. And it can be as simple as a powerful moment of kindness in your day to day life. And if ever you stop and say to yourself, it's not worth those extra 2 seconds or that extra 5 minutes to help someone, I hope you'll think back on this research and say, well, if a doctor offering a caring sense of safety to someone in pain is objectively linked to improved health outcomes, what is my empathy doing for this person down the road? So I hope you enjoy that and I hope that you find it fruitful. And I look forward to talking to you next week.